Hi, everyone. So, I wanted to do a reading today about Chiron going direct. Because when Chiron goes direct, it's a time where we can put some of our past wounds behind us. Chiron is a planet of the wounded warrior, is what it's known as. And when it comes out of retrograde and starts to go direct, there is a reason for us to move forward. So it means usually that we have done our healing, we've done significant amounts of healing, and we as a collective can move forward with whatever our goals are. So because Chiron is about to go direct in about 4 days on December 29th, I wanted to pull a spread just to see what we can learn about our wounds and about our future, especially with the new year right around the corner. So we're starting with this energy of the Three of Swords. And the Three of Swords is usually about a growing conflict, that there's some kind of conflict around you, but it seems like it's getting worse and it's not, instead of better. So, and it may be that what I'm being called to say right now is you're maybe giving your loyalty to the wrong person or the wrong people. Because if they're making you feel a growing sense of conflict, then perhaps it's time to sort of reevaluate the relationships that are in our lives. So that's the energy that you're currently sitting in right now. And remember, Chiron doesn't go direct for another 4 days. So hopefully we're going to see that as we move into this Chiron direct, that things will start to improve, but we're going to find out. Then we have the Knight of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and Justice. And let's see what's underneath. All right, we have the Eight of Swords underneath. So with the Three of Swords, we're seeing this Eight of Swords energy pop up. So again, this is this feeling, the same feeling that it's almost the Eight of Swords is giving the impression that you know that you're serving the wrong people or the wrong person. You're putting your energy into the wrong environments. And it feels like people, or at least a person, that if there's a conflict with the people around you, that you can find your way out, that you can let yourself out of this by understanding that it is the people around you who are perhaps deliberately creating conflict, and that it may be time, like I said, to reevaluate some of these relationships that you're in. That's just your current state of affairs right now. But it seems like with this Knight of Swords and this Knight of Wands showing up together here, that this is certainly about a person or people. There is a person or people who are definitely challenging you right now. And with these Knight's energies, with the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands, the Knight of Wands is somebody who can sometimes be a bit of a troublemaker. And the Knight of Swords is, I wouldn't say so much of a troublemaker, but they're not always the most compassionate of people. And they don't think maybe before they talk. They're very strong communicators, but they don't necessarily care about how that's going to be received, or how somebody might take it, or whose feelings might be involved. They might be telling the truth, but they just have a very direct way of doing it. So when I see these two together coming in the challenge position, it really tells me that it could be one person, it could be two. We did have two different court cards show up here, but it could be someone or someones who are really just not being very considerate, and perhaps just being shocking, or just poking, making problems, stirring the pot. That's what I'm getting from this. Because we had the Three of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and now these two kind of troublemaker cards are showing up here. So I do get the sense with this Ten of Pentacles that this all could be based around family, because the Ten of Pentacles can sometimes be a legacy card, family. Right now we are right in the midst of the holidays. I am taping this on December the 25th, which is Christmas for some people. And it does get the feel, especially coming in with this Page of Cups, it's giving this impression of perhaps children, or it even could be an inner child for you. But I do feel, because there is a Ten of Pentacles, which is a very solid and strong foundation, which is about nest eggs and having legacies and family money and being very secure and stable. And it is showing up here with this Page of Cups. It does feel like whoever this is. So for example, if this is family that you are having a huge conflict with right now, if you feel people are stirring the pot, it does get the sense that the foundation of this relationship is one that's relatively stable, and there's perhaps a lot of love and even hope in this situation. This gives me the impression of maybe siblings who are getting together for the holidays, and there's just a growing conflict about something. And whether or not that particular problem is serious or not, I am getting that there's a pretty stable foundation here. Maybe love, because we're seeing a cup here, but certainly stability and a reason to stay together. So whether that's family money or family businesses, or just the fact that you're related to each other, there is a reason to stick together, even though this feels very chaotic. So then we have the Queen of Pentacles coming in with the Tower. And the Queen of Pentacles is usually my card for my mother card, that, and especially if we're dealing with what's already feeling like a family situation, this is feeling to me, especially coming in with the Tower, that you're releasing some of this energy, that something happened, something pretty drastic, because we have this tornado going on here in this card. So something very perhaps traumatic just happened, something very detrimental just happened, which has set you into this energy where you're feeling like there's so much conflict with all of these people, perhaps family members. So something recently happened. It could be with a mother, or what I'm getting more strongly is that you are perhaps the matriarch of this, or perhaps you have children involved in this. And something really dramatic happened when it comes to maybe your children, maybe this family group, maybe it could be for some of you, it could be your own mother, or at least a matriarch or a patriarch, or someone who might be considered the person in charge of this legacy, or whatever this means for you. But it does feel with this tornado here that it was something that was out of your control, something that happened that you were not expecting. Maybe the other people around you were not expecting it, but certainly something extremely detrimental and something out of the blue that happened, which is the same energy I was getting from this Knight of Wands, that it's sometimes this Knight of Wands, when they show up as the challenger, it can be about sudden change or shocking people. And so it feels like it could have something to do with this person who may have started this tornado, started this storm, which was really has affected your family deeply, is really what's coming from here. But I think that also, because this is the energy that you're starting to release, it feels as though this has kind of helped you to find a new way of being, find a way of integrating some of this chaos with what already exists as your foundation. And a lot of times, when, especially if we have the Knight of Wands showing up as our challenger, which I'm going to keep circling back to, because this feels like there's an important person in your energy right now who was meant to stir up something for you, because when someone stirs things up for us, it changes us, it transforms us, and it allows us to have a new way of seeing things. So I feel like if there is someone in your energy who you feel has recently really shocked you or stirred things up when it has to do with family or business, and it has this sense that it's just this tension building around it, which is coming from here, then that person was really sent here to help you to upgrade the situation. And then we have Justice coming in with the Seven of Cups. So this is what you want more than anything is for things to be fair, because you know that what just happened to you very recently with this tornado, this very unexpected thing that happened to you and your family or your children, it could be your business, but this strongly feels like family. You know it's not fair, and you just want what's fair. You want what is owed to you, what was taken from you, whatever that tornado, whatever that tower moment for you was. But with the justice showing up here, the justice card always ensures that the universal laws are at play and that the divine is going to absolutely guide it so that it is fair. I mean, the laws of the universe are what they are. They don't change. The universe always corrects itself, in other words. So if there was an injustice that was done to you with the justice card showing up here with the 7 of Cups, I know for sure that things are going to even out for you and it's going to get better. With this 7 of Cups here, there's this feeling of perhaps irrational fears. So sometimes the 7 of Cups can cause delusions or illusions, or just this idea that you can't think clearly or you can't see the situation clearly. So if there was a feeling and there is a feeling coming through here of rejection, or if you were abandoned by someone in your family or dismissed by someone recently that made you feel like everything was falling apart, it may be that that's not exactly what happened, that you may not be seeing it clearly, is the 7 of Cups. But I do think that because this is showing up in this position here, that you are also aware that you might not be seeing it clearly. I hope that makes sense. But the Justice card here, certainly it tells me that you know that whatever happened, it just wasn't fair. So let's keep going. So then we have the Sun, the Queen of Cups, the Page of Swords, the 7 of Swords, and the 2 of Cups. So we have the Sun here coming in with the 5 of Swords, which is an interesting dichotomy of energies, because the Sun card is usually a very strongly happy card, and the 5 of Swords is one of really deceitful energy, not being honest, trickery, trying to win, trying to cheat to win, those types of energies. So what I'm getting from this, because this is your near future position. So this is telling me that you're just starting to see more clearly who's really on your team and who isn't anymore. With the Sun here, I feel like this is something, especially with the Justice showing up here, it's giving this impression that this is something that you have done before in other lifetimes, and you're becoming very enlightened and very aware of who is in your energy, who's there for you and being loyal to you and on your side and supportive to you, who your real soul tribe is, versus the people who might just be in your life right now in order to stir things up and in order to learn karmic lessons. So what I think is right around the corner for you, because you have done some healing clearly, and I know that because when the Sun card is coming in with this card, and you can see clearly who are the people who are doing you right and the people who are coming correct versus the people who are deliberately trying to hurt you. So this tells me that you've done this before. You're getting very good at this, and your healing work has been done because you can recognize who these people are now. You are showing up as the Queen of Cups and the Devil. This is the way you view yourself, which is fascinating, because you showing up as this Queen of Cups and as the Queen of Pentacles, those are both very caring, nurturing, mother types of energies. There could even be healers involved with the Queen of Cups. So you're seeing yourself, it seems, pretty clearly, or at least the you in the past. But because it's coming in with the Devil, it's giving me this impression that you see yourself as running away from love, that you're running away from this tension and this turmoil and whatever has happened here to cause all this chaos or stirred up by this Knight of Wands. it's giving this impression very clearly that you feel like you're abandoning them, that you're running away from them. Because this Queen of Cups tied with this Devil here tells me that you think you're doing the wrong thing. But the reality is a different one, which is probably why the Seven of Cups was here, because you're not seeing it clearly, even though you kind of know already that you're not seeing it clearly. That if you're feeling like you need to get away from this situation, you're probably right, but you're convincing yourself to stay in this situation because you think that you are the one who is abandoning them by acknowledging that there is tension being created by this person. You're feeling stuck because you don't want to make things worse or feel like you're the one who is at fault. Hopefully that made sense. That was a big message that came through. So then we have the Page of Swords coming in with the Fool. Again, these are more people in your energy, especially this Page of Swords. And this Page of Swords is usually someone who is ready to take some kind of action towards something. But with the Fool here, when I see these two together, it means there's somebody in your energy who's doing something without thinking. The Page of Swords acts without thinking, and the Fool acts without thinking. And this is showing up in your environment position. So this is really telling me that these people around you, they don't have a good strategy. They're showing up and they're cheating and they're doing whatever they have to do to stir up this pot or cause conflict, or if there's energy towards the family where one feels like a sibling was more favored than the other, whatever, make it make sense for you. That's just an example, but the feeling is that they're acting in a very irresponsible way, that there's no thought behind what they're doing. They're just acting impulsively, perhaps on emotion, spontaneously. And the Knight of Wands is definitely known to do spontaneous and not well thought out things, especially when they're in the challenge position. So we're getting repeating messages about that in the sense that this is someone who's really not thinking through at all what they're doing. So it is kind of a message here too. And also I just got a message with the Fool here who's about to jump off the cliff or fall off the cliff in this case, because she's looking the other direction as she's about to fall. So there is another message coming through here about boundaries. So, and there are, and families especially, there tends to be a lack of good, clear boundaries. And it looks like in this case, that is certainly what's happening. So there's a message coming through here too for you to kind of just be silent and to pay attention and observe and just kind of feel everything that's happening around you, that you don't really have to take any action just yet in this situation. Just collect all of the data, collect all the information about what is coming through here, so that you can clearly decide what you want to do about these people who are making a huge stink around whatever this is for you. So then we have the Seven of Swords and the Five of Cups. And these are the things that are just the things you worry about. These are not actual things in your environment. It's showing up in this position of your hopes and your fears. And oftentimes our hopes and our fears are the same thing, which is why in many spreads they appear in the same position. But here we have the Seven of Swords and the Four of Cups. And these are just energies of what you're fearing. You're fearing the worst. In this case with the Seven of Swords, and feeling as though maybe someone's getting away with something. Maybe you're getting away with something. You're viewing yourself as the devil, so you're not even quite sure that you're handling the situation correctly. And maybe you feel like you're just stooping to their level if you're reacting to things. So with the Four of Cups here, this is just a really good time to put your emotions, level them out, balance your emotions. As we said, it's not the time to act. It's the time to just observe everything that's going on around you and rest and recuperate rather than worry about, am I doing this right? Should I be doing this? Should I be leaving this situation? Should I be confronting this situation? Should I allow these people to continue to treat me the way they always have? This Four of Cups is saying just chill, just wait, rest and wait, because there's no reason to do anything about it right at this moment. The worst, this Tower moment, has already happened. So now we just wait and see how these people are going to act, because they're acting in very foolish and spontaneous and not well thought out ways. There's no meaning behind what they're doing. It just seems like it's emotional or about something petty. So then for your final outcome, we're ending with the Two of Cups and the Queen of Swords. And the Two of Cups, again, this is about relationships. This could be, going back to this really quickly, just to make the rest of this make sense, is with this Four of Cups, there could be this need where you feel like the people around you are watching or judging or seeing what your next move is going to be, which is why I feel like this Two of Cups with the Queen of Swords is showing up here, that this is you. You're showing up as the Queen of Swords. And the Queen of Swords really doesn't put up with any of this that we're talking about here. So it's very reassuring to me to see that you showed up as three different queens throughout this reading. You showed up as the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Cups, and now the Queen of Swords is your outcome. And I know that you were struggling earlier through this spread with knowing what the right thing to do is. Well, the Queen of Swords always knows exactly what the right thing to do is. She is incredibly grounded. She knows what to do. She knows how to speak up for herself. She knows that she's making clear, meaningful decisions, which is the opposite of what the people or this person in your environment is doing. So it tells me that you're going to leave with the upper hand in this situation. But also, because we have a Two of Cups showing up here too, it tells me that there is still a person, at least one person in your energy, who is still on your side, who still has unity with you, still connected to you, and perhaps someone who's really going to help you through this. We were saying earlier to determine who is part of your soul tribe and who are here to teach you karmic lessons. It looks like you're leaving this situation with a very good partner, someone who totally understands what you're going through, is very supportive, but that you're going to be able to really take care of it yourself at that point. So then underneath, we have the 10 of Wands. So I think the advice really is to these 10 of Wands. This feels to me like you're carrying a lot on your back, but it's negative talk that you have for yourself that's weighing you down, that you're still trying to figure out how to deal with this situation, that you are the Three of Swords and the Eight of Swords right now because you're still struggling with, am I not going to be the Queen of Cups if I decide to cut these people off? So you're really still struggling with knowing what the right thing to do is, and probably still trying to keep the peace if this is a family situation, but also just kind of knowing that this is trying to determine between rocking the boat, cutting people off, how far should you go? It's family after all, those types of energies. But you are certainly leaving with this strong, your cutoff game being very strong with whoever these people are. But knowing that the people who know, the people who matter will still be there with this Two of Cups. So I do think that this 10 of Wands is you weighing yourself down with struggling to figure out what the right thing to do is. And I would say that we saw the advice throughout this entire reading, that we saw that this is a time for you to not do anything, watch, let people step in it themselves. She's about to go flying off of this cliff, and not in a good way in this situation. These people are going to just end up telling on themselves if you give them enough time. And so I think that if you kind of let go of this negative energy where you're thinking, well, I need to love them anyway because they're my family, or whatever it is, again, make it make sense for you. If you let go of that type of energy and you start figuring out who is on your side, cut everybody else off, set clear boundaries. The Queen of Swords is excellent at setting boundaries. then I think it looks like you're going to leave this situation in great shape. So that is the reading I have for you. So what I'm getting from that is that Chiron going direct is really going to help you push past these old wounds that may be coming up from childhood, because we did see the Page of Cups. People in your energy who are stirring up old wounds, they don't affect you the same way anymore. That you're going to end it. You're going to put an end to it. So that's really great. That's what I was hoping would come out of this reading. So if this was your reading, please let me know how it resonated. I hope it did resonate. And we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.